We are going to do a little time traveling today. Not as far back as typical. We're only going to go between 3 and 8 million years ago as we look for some cool stuff today and see my current environment, but that's going to change in just a second as I work my way down. We're going to be looking for some large clam scallop shells. These will be Chesapectins, and the Chesapecten jeffersonius is the state fossil for Virginia, and that's where we're located. And coming to my first little creek bed here. These are rather large, and I'm basically looking for two types. I'm looking for the perfect Chesapecten, as well as some Chesapectins that have some character to it. Not everything has to be perfect. Some of them, certain holes or barnacles, that type thing, adds character. And so that's what we'll try to find here, which I already see some, so we're going to grab them here in a second. But these Chesapectins, there's 3 different species mainly that we will probably encounter, which one is the Chesapecten jeffersonius. Again, that's a state fossil for Virginia. The Chesapecten Middlesexinus, I think's the way we pronounce it, and also the Chesapecten Madisonius, and each of those are in different periods with the Jeffersonius in the middle. So yeah, let's jump right on in here. I'll kind of show you what I'm looking at currently. You can see this first little bed. You can see the shells down there, and this is where we're going to approach. Now, there can possibly be some mammal fossils. In fact, I know there's some mammal fossils in here. So we're going to collect some of those. I see one shell currently that I'm very intrigued with, and I'm going to zoom in. It's that one right there. So we're going to work on that one in just a second, as soon as I cross over this creek. All right, so we're going to jump right in on this first one that I saw that I want to check out. Right there in the middle. It's huge. You can see my hand compared, and it's not deep in. Unfortunately, it's got that bad mark right there. But this is a Jeffersonius. Unfortunately, I'm not going to keep it, but it's a big one. Lay it back down here. But I've got shells everywhere, as you can kind of see through here. So we'll leave the camera rolling while we look around. This is not a huge one, but it's a pretty one. That's in good shape. So we're going to hold on to that. I'm going to rinse it off. You can kind of see along the bottom. I mean, it's just layer after layer. And while we're here, I'm going to check this one. Now that one's broke. Keep looking around. We're going to dig this one. That one's broke there. And that's the problem, is a lot of them are broke. We've got some various oyster shells in here as well. Such as those two center and there. I'm going to probably pull a few of those up as I go through this. I've got one here on the edge. Let's check it out. And yeah, that one's a good looking one. You can see there. That's a good 4.5 inches or so. Bring it in close, you can kind of see the texture in the shell. So we've got our first couple. We've got the first bone of the day, which is right here. See, flat part of the bone there. This is a mammal bone, likely either baleen or sperm whale. I want to say the baleen whales were more in this area and in this formation, but we've got our first bone as well. We have our second bone, I think, and it's going to be right there, center screen. And it is. You can see there, this is part of a vertebrae, I believe, which would be likely from either sperm or baleen whale. But yeah, we got another bone there. I'll let you see the textures in it. So yeah, another bone. Now we're going to start some of the creek walking, and it's a little chilly this morning, so the water is also a little chilly. Gotta work my way through. I'm watching the ground as I do this. Interesting enough, there's lots of color in these Chesapectins. So we've got some that are light colored, some that are dark, but that also makes it difficult to determine whether something is possibly bone or not, because there's so many that as soon as you think it may be a bone and you flip it or try to grab it, and then you realize it's a partial shell. So you just kind of got to keep your eyes open and keep aware and try to find those designs. I'm gonna walk down the creek that way. So far, even though I've stepped to the water, my feet aren't wet, but I got a feeling that's about to change because it's a little deeper in that spot there. We've got another fossil I'm going to kind of show you a little bit of. I'll just grab this one out of the water. And it's these tubes. And these are believed to be from shipworms, where they've tunneled. And the shipworms are a soft tissue worm. So it's very rare if any's been found, to be honest with you, it's fossilized. But we do have these trace fossils of them, and this has a lot of these tubes as well. And there's another, so I'll grab a few of those and keep there as well, and just kind of keep in the collection. But just to show you the diversity here, and I think I've just found a good bone, so I'm gonna flip the camera around and you can see it beside the junk. This piece right here. This is going to be from a rib. You can see there. So another mammal bone. And I'm still on the hunt for the perfect Chesapectin. Here we've got an example of some barnacle. It used to be on shell, but this is just the barnacles, but we're going to keep that as well. And you can see on this other gravel bed, we've got lots and lots of stuff to look through. It's just difficult finding the right one. Walk that part of the creek, and it's not producing undamaged Chesapectins. So I'm going to try a different area. There's a shell bed that I know of about half a mile to a mile from here. So I'm actually going to pack and drive down that direction. But we're going to find some good Chesapectins today. I promise. So I went to the shell bed area, and it's packed with beautiful Chesapeaktons, and they're in the inside the bed, so you can extract them and get some really good ones in shape. And I may have to alter the plans. I've got some that I've gotten from there in the past, and on the reveal video I'll share some of those if I don't come up with anything here. But they've done some clearing, and the clearing of the woods there has made it impassable to get to that shell bed. So I'm walking to another portion of this creek, and we'll likely find some more mammal bones, but I'm hoping that we can come across at least a few more Chesapeaktons. I've got some, I just don't have a large variety off this trip in order to show you, but you know, that's kind of the goal. I wanted to show the Chesapeaktons. So we'll see what happens with that, but we are going to do some more walking on the creek and see what we can find. I've made it down here. This is the creek I'm gonna walk, and obviously I don't have many shells right here. There'll be more and more as I head forward, but I'm taking a look as I go to see what we do have, such as, I mean, it's a small one, got the one center hole there, but shows you we do have them here. And just kind of exploring in the process as well to see what may be lying here. Lots of, you can see some crushed shells off through there. But just taking a look, seeing what's rock and what's wood, and seeing if I can come up with something. The water is really clear. My feet are used to the cold water now, so it's not as bad. But we do have this gravel bar right there that we're going to take a look at, and hopefully we're going to find something there. All right, we've got something here. You can see right there. This is a turritella. And it's fully intact, including the point. So we'll add that. It's an extra find that we've got here. I just found this one, and it's a little baby one, but it's intact. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna keep that one. It's the size of my finger, my forefinger print. But yeah, ain't she cute? Here we've got one. You can see there, and this has got a barnacle on it. So we're gonna pull it, and it's worn pretty badly, but it has that one barnacle, and I think I'm gonna keep it just for that. Kind of centered on the shell there. We've got this, you see there, and you can see it, these big barnacles on this partial shell. I don't think I'm gonna keep it, but it is very unique to look at. This is the first I've seen of this part in here. I'm gonna work my way over. And I'm gonna switch the camera around. You see we got trash, which I've seen plenty of. But right here, you can see we have some coral. And I think that's the first coral that I've seen in here since I've been walking today. We're checking in the water as well as on this little gravel bar for stuff. But yeah, that's the first coral that I've come across today. All right, we've got a different casting here, and this is not the shipworm, but this is those type of, it's a tube where they're going through, and I'm gonna have to look it up to see exactly what it is, and we'll go over that in the reveal. But yeah, we're gonna hold on to that. That's a unique little find. I'm gonna hit this one other gravel bed, and then I'm gonna have to call it a day. But right now I'm doing a little balancing, trying not to fall and trying not to kill myself, because any day that you don't kill yourself is a good day. And but the gravel bed is right up here, and you can kind of see it down there. See if there's any last shells I want to pick up. I see one that I might pick up right now in front of me, and then and also check, see if there's any other fossils in there. That's not in great condition. We'll let that stay. But we'll walk through here and see if there's anything that kind of stands out. But overall, even though we didn't get the shells that we were looking for, we got plenty of fossils, plenty of nice fossils, and a good variety of fossils. So I'm not upset whatsoever. Just keep looking through what I think it is. Oh, it is. Look at that bone. How about that? So adding something else to the mix. This looks like it's part of it as well. So I'll hold on to those. Anytime I find fossilized bone, I like it. And there's some bigger shells that are popping up down here, such as that. And I might hold on to that one too. See if there's anything else that stands out. While I'm looking, you see the water gets a little bit deeper right in there, so this is where I want to kind of cut it. You lay these down, and there's a smaller Chesapeake that it's in good shape. I think I'll hold on to that. But if you enjoy these little fossil hunts as well as the fossil reveals, next week we'll have the reveal over what we found today. Please like and subscribe. Join the family here, so to speak. And hopefully you can get out yourself and do a little bit of fossil hunting. Because even though you don't necessarily see them all around, you kind of see them all around and you just never realize it. So, till next time, we'll see you later.